So I told y'all I'm gonna start telling stories,
Oh, it's movie
and it's
time.
story time. So this girl, let's call her Lucky. Let's call her Lucky. All right. I wasn't so lucky messing around with this girl, but that's neither here nor there. You'll find out when we get to the story. So around 2000 and let's call it early 2000s. Let's not even show my age too much. Let's call it early 2000s. I'm working at a grocery store. Now, as you know, when you're working at a grocery store, and mind you, I'm working with other young. I was around 19, so I'm working around other 18, 19, 20-year olds, some 22, 23. So naturally, we're all becoming friends and hanging out. So I got my boys. It's probably two, three guys that I'll really kick it with. Now, there's girls that work with us too. So we start, rapping with the girls. So I'm talking to this one, my boy talking to that one, etc. Now, this other girl, let's call her T. Okay. So T, she's throwing these, she sends out an invite one weekend, right? She's like, look, I to whoever she's cool with at the job. She come to me, she like, yeah, I want you to pop out. We're gonna have a party at my apartment. And pretty much everybody at this grocery store is gonna be there, including Lucky. Now, mind you, I don't know Lucky that well, but we're cool. Like I said, we're all pretty tight. So I've never hung out with Lucky one on one, but we flirt and we are pretty tight at the job. So I pull up to the party with my boy, right? When we get there, it's mostly everybody that work at the grocery store, including some plus ones. Now, this party that I thought was maybe like a standard party, on the way there, my boy is telling me like, yo, before you started working there, man, she's threw a couple of these parties this year, and I'm telling you now, it's just a freak party. Like this shit like Freaknik. He's like, yo, this right here is like, it's a sex party pretty much. It's like being at Trapeze. I know y'all not from Georgia, but Trapeze is like a swingers club in Georgia. So I had never attended nothing like that. I was kind of nervous about it, and think about it. I'm 19, so I just lost my virginity like maybe a couple years before that. Like I wasn't on a lot of bodies by then, so I was pretty nervous about it. And I knew that there were some girls at the job that I wanted to get at that wanted to get at me. And I didn't know if that would cause some conflict. I don't know. So I pull up, me and my boy pull up, and it just getting to it. Like I'm talking truth or dare. Like coming in, we drinking, and she like, all right, let's start. And everybody just come to the living room. And it's like I give you an example. So like straight up, they like, all right, I dare you. So they point at my boy, and he's just like this big dude, used to play football and stuff, and he brought his chick. So they tell him, I dare you to, you know what I'm saying, to eat her, you know what I'm saying, eat the cooch or whatever. All right. He pick her up, he throw on the wall, he just going in. Everybody like, oh, wildin', right? And that's how things just went from there. Like there was a dude that showed up. We never seen this dude, but he was like a pretty light skinned dude. He had like green eyes. He was a good looking guy. Pause. And the girls like, hey, we dare all the guys. We want all the guys to leave the room except him, and we want him to strip for all of us. So that he just gave all the girls a strip tease. It was nuts. So it's getting late. We talking 2, 3, and mind you, I haven't done anything with Lucky or that I didn't get too many dares, and I was just enjoying the dares. When it came to me, I told one of the girls, I'm like, strip. You know what I'm saying? So it started getting late. So by the end of the night, the girl that I asked to strip, we start getting caked up. Um, pretty much everybody's leaving. Like it's maybe still like 7 of us, 8 of us. So I'm caked up with girl that was stripping. Well, some of the Lucky says and T says, "Hey, we going into the closet. We just gonna have a free for all in the closet. Whatever goes. We're gonna play some music, cut the lights, and whatever." I'm just like, all right. So I go in there. Girl I was caked up with, she dipped. But Lucky in there, and I know, like I said, me and Lucky cool at the job, and we flirt, and I'm already seeing it's gonna go there. So I go in there. Now, let me tell y'all something about Lucky, and I know you guys are wondering, like, why y'all didn't take it there? Like, you at the job, y'all flirting, you saying like, it just seems off. Lucky was about, no exaggeration, right? I'm 5'11", 6 foot on a good day. I might wake up 6 foot. I swear. I'm not like extremely tall, but Lucky about 6'2". No cap. And Lucky was she's not a looker to me. You know, I didn't think she was no fine shit. And around, you know, she was just cool. You know, I really looked at her like a homie. But then again, I climb a tree. I don't discriminate. So, you know, Lucky, and then Lucky was kind of like not brawling, pause, but she had some wide shoulders. You could tell like she looked like her daddy, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. She built like her daddy, bro. Her mama didn't have much to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was, I know it sounds crazy, but everybody done knocked off one that they probably wouldn't even tell their homeboys like they did it. And that was one. You know what I'm saying? So we get in the closet and it's dark, but you know, Lucky get the feeling around and she get to me. You know, Lucky get the feeling. She like, "Oh, it's you." I'm like, "Oh, what's up, Lucky?" So me and Lucky get the, you know, she get the feeling on me. I get the feeling on her. We rocking. I'ma say this. Intercourse happened. Like it was like a slip in for a minute. You know, I hear people scrambling, getting lights on, so I pull out. We all right, bet. We done. After that night, me and Lucky start linking. Uh, you know, it go from just like friendly at the job to pretty much like I'm calling her like, "Yo, I'm at the crib, pull up," and we smash. Now, let's fast forward. You know, some months go by working at the job. I'm still, you know, I attend a couple of the parties. I'm still cool with everybody. Me and Lucky start kicking it pretty strong. Well, Lucky's phone breaks. Now, around this time, let's just call it like 2009, 2010 or whatever. Like, you know, phones were just not that, like you see these phones up here, bro. Like this probably one of the phones I had, like, you know, and I had just like an extra Android phone that I kept. Well, Lucky was like, you know, she had been in my house and saw the phone or whatever. And she was just like, "Yo, can I borrow can I just use that phone or can I just pay you for it? Like, I just need a phone. My phone broke or whatever." So I'm just like, "Yeah, you can use it, but just yeah, I'm gonna sell it to you." And I think it was just like $100 or something. You know, something light. It wasn't nothing major. Might have been a little less than that. You know, gave her the homie discount. I'm like, "Yeah, you can have the phone." It was a good phone, but I don't use it, and she's my homie, so yeah. Well, I let her get the phone, and man, like she's like, "I got you when we get paid." I know when we get paid. And a week goes by, we get paid. I'm like, "What's up?" She like, I don't got it. I had to pay this and that and all this other stuff. Now, by this time, Lucky and T ended up getting an apartment together. All right. Now, Lucky and T got an apartment, and so they're roommating it up, and they had this other girl. Let's call her B. Let's call her Brittany so we don't get too many T's and V's and all this shit. So Brittany she don't live there, but that's they homie, but she was always kind of grimy to me. And without disclosing too much, because I don't know no legal stuff, I just knew about her setting some weird stuff up on some, like, you know what I'm saying? How do I say this without, you know, no like legal implications, but you guys know what I mean, lining somebody up. So she was a weirdo to me out the gate. I never really messed with her like that. So she's hanging around and I never liked it. Like I would try, like when I hung out with Lucky, I really try not to, like she's there, I'm like, nah, just come to my spot or whatever. She just gave me weird vibes like she would line me. I don't know why. I just always, you met people like this. So anyway, so T and Lucky, they roommated up. Mind you, I'm still going, I would still go over there, touch and go, hanging out with her. Weeks gone by, 2 weeks gone by. And I'm just like, yo, so I just got fed up because one night I go over there and I'm just like, yo, let me just get the phone back. She telling me she don't have it, she can't find it. It was just a scuffle over a damn phone, man. So I just tell her like, yo, I don't rock with you. Oh, it was stupid, man. But mind you, I'm 19. But I also felt played because I thought we was cool. Like, why you telling me you can't find the phone now and you you stole the phone? Like, it was just weird. So I'm like, yeah, I don't rock with you. Blase blah. You know what I'm saying? Just have my money. I'm not coming at her. I know it sounds like this, but I wasn't coming at her no threatening, man. I'm not gonna do nothing to a female, you know. But I was pissed off, so I'm like, just have my money. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear none of that. So, so one day she calls me, and she says, look, I'm going through a lot. Will you just come over and just talk to me? Like, let's just talk this out. I don't want no problems. Like, we've been cool. We done crossed the line to smashing. Like, at this point, this is stupid. So I'm like, yeah, I agree. You know, I still got heart for Lucky, you know what I mean? So I go pull up and we sit on the steps for about, we talked for like an hour and a half, just sitting on the steps, just talking it out, you know? And she's just like, yeah, I'm going through this. I'm going through that. I'm sorry I said I lost the phone. It's just like I still need it and blah, blah, blah. And you're my friend and, you know, whatever. So I'm like, yeah, it's cool. So we wrapped the conversation. But mind you, when I'm talking to her, if I try to pull away from the conversation, like, yeah, all right, well, you know, you finna hit that old dusty trail. I'm trying to get out the conversation. She pulled me back in with, well, wait, but this is my thing, though. And I'm just like, it just felt weird. But the conversation wrapped. I get home. It was an ominous feeling. I never felt this feeling, bro. Like, I felt like something was wrong. I don't know how to describe it. I get to the front door. And when I opened the door, it was just an energy in that apartment that I just cannot describe. Like, I was just like, man, this is like, something ain't right. So, you know, I beeline for the room. I'm about to just take a shower, lay it down. I'm just going to grab some clothes. So I beeline for the room. When I come in the room, my back door is wide open. This is all I noticed one by one. So I look over my back door wide open. I look over my windows, like my blinds is shot up, the window like half open. My dresser's all in disarray. Shit's just missing, bro. I got robbed, straight up. I had a cup of change that I would say it was probably like $10 in there. They stole that. Stole 2 laptops. Stole anything that was valuable, bro. It just tore my room up. So naturally, I called the cops, you know, to report it. And I called the cops. I called Lucky, and I called my boy. Let's call him Ethan. So I called my boy Ethan. I'm like, and I called Lucky, and you know, just some people I knew at the job. I'm like, yo, I just got robbed. They like, what? So Lucky like, all right, we gonna be over there. Ethan was already, you know, over there that night. Didn't mention that, but so Lucky come, but Ethan come, Lucky come, T come, and that girl that I told y'all about that I always had a bad feeling about that she aligned somebody. She showed up for some reason. I'm like, what's she doing in my crib? It was weird that Lucky brought her. And Lucky don't even kick it with her like that. Like I said, she used to come to the apartment, but she was more T friend, not Lucky. She was more so T friend. So they all at my crib and the police show up. Now, let me tell y'all something that tripped me out to this day. When the cops show up, he's looking around. He see this white kid with, and mind you, all my friends are black. He's like, you see all these black people in my crib. I'm not necessarily in the most suburban of neighborhood. It's, you know, we ain't in the trenches, but it's a little hood, you know. So he just show up, and it was I think it was I'm trying to remember. I think it was a white officer. I just always forget. I think he was white. But anyways, older white gentleman, I believe. So he tell the friends, y'all stay here for a minute. I'm gonna take, you know, Ralston to the back and look at the room. He take me to the back. He go, hey, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. 9 times out of 10, when these things happen, it's because somebody close to you caused this, you know. And I'm not saying that your friends did. I'm just letting you know. I'm just putting it out there. You do with it what you will. So I'm like, that's weird. What, they wouldn't, no, they wouldn't do that. That's weird behavior, man. So I'm like, I just got robbed. Like I'm in a semi-shady neighborhood. Like it's just to be expected. So I filed a police report, cop leaves. I tell Lucky and Ethan, I'm like, yo, I tell Lucky, can I crash with you tonight? Like, I just did not feel safe. Mind you, this is my first time. Like, I'd only been on my own at this point for not even a year. And I just didn't know how to handle this situation. Like, I didn't want to be at the crib because what if they coming back? And what if they came for me and I just wasn't there? You know, like I grew up in the hood, so I'm just my mind. I'm paranoid. I'm like, did I do something to somebody in the past? Like I did used to run the streets. I'm like, did somebody just? I don't know. I'm paranoid. So Lucky's like, yeah, like you can sleep with me. I'm like, yeah, cool, all right. I go back to Lucky crib. We laid up and we sleep, and um. she consoled me. You know, she's like, this is messed up. It's crazy that it happened. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm just, you know, I'll go back home in the morning. I just want to stay with you. Like, I don't know, you know, whatever. She's like, yeah, no, it's fine. It's understandable. That girl was there. You know, the one I told y'all about, the one I always had a weird feeling about. We had a thing. We got into it because I was sitting in the bed and I don't even remember what we got into it about. But the girl, it was like she had it out for me because she had said something slick to me. And I don't remember exactly what it was, but I'm telling you, this chick was a weirdo. She said something slick to me that I just remember just instantly like, what? Like, what you talking about? So we got into a thing and she was like, what? Like, you don't want these problems? I have my whatever come see you. Like, literally, I just got robbed. I'm laid up with Lucky. She on the couch and she giving me all this energy. She like, yeah, that's why. Oh, Lucky your friend? Lucky your friend? So then Lucky like, girl, chill. So she stopped her like, girl, chill out. Like, don't go there. Like, chill out. And she like, okay, because that's your friend, right? I'm like, what does that mean? And I got a weird feeling about that. But again, I'm not thinking nothing. So, man, a week passed and I'm still bent about this because I'm like, who did this? And I would love to find out who did this. I'm having like YNW Melly, boy, I got murder on my mind, face ass. So I'm just like, ah. So I get off work one night at the grocery store and it's about 10 o'clock, 10:30. I'm laying down. I'm just looking at my phone. Ethan calls me. Ethan goes, bro, this is sick. I'm like, what's up? He like, man, I'm sick about this. I'm like, what's going on? You all right? He like, man, I got to tell you something, Rawson, but man, whatever you do, like, you know, T live here. So whatever you finna do, don't do that while T here, bro. If you got to if you got to do something to Lucky, you got to do something to Lucky, but don't, bro, you know I rock with T here. I'm like, what you talking? You know, T and Lucky roommates. I'm like, what you talking about? Why would I get Lucky? What do you, bro? I'm not gonna do nothing to Lucky. What are you talking about? He's like, bro, I'm like, Ethan, just spit it out, bro. Just say it, cause you scaring me. What's going on? Why would I do anything to Lucky and T? He get real quiet, and then he goes, yo, Lucky set you up. I'm like, Lucky set me up. What do you mean? Lucky set me. What are you talking? Like, set me up how? Like, I'm not even thinking. Yes, some weird things happen. I know I mentioned some weird things happen, but mind you, I'm tight with these folks that I work with, bro. Like, I'm tight with Lucky. So, anyways, he's just like, yeah, bro, that you remember how your spot got kicked in a week ago? I'm like, yeah. He like, bro, Lucky and old girl I told y'all about, I said we'll call her Brittany, the weirdo, they conspired against me. So mind you, when I came at Lucky and was like, better have my money with that kind of energy, she took that and went to Brittany and was like, yo, he talking like tough, slick, like he wanna, you know what I'm saying? Like, we supposed to be home. Why is he even coming to me like this? Blase blah. So Brittany like, well, hey, why don't you call him over here? I have my people come over there and just take his shit. Like 6ix9ine, like stole that. So Lucky, like, I mean, if he gonna talk to, I mean, yeah, you know, Brittany gassing Lucky. Cause they ain't even Lucky nature to do this. You know, that's why it was so hard to believe. But, you know, Brittany gassed Lucky. Like, girl. Lucky like, I don't, he is, I mean, he talking tough. He talking, Brittany like, he talking cash shit. Rob that white boy and keep that phone. Girl, the fuck, don't be no weak bitch, bye-bye. So Lucky like, yeah, nah, yeah. I bet I'm gonna call him over here. So when she called me over there and we talked on the steps that night, remember I told y'all we was talking on the steps about an hour and a half? Whole time I'm getting robbed. Whole time I sleep with Lucky that night. After she come to my crib. They consoling me at the crib. Whole time they know Ethan don't know, but Lucky know and Brittany know. And T know. I'm convinced that T know. And yeah, and so after this happened, I told you, so at that point, so imagine when all this went down, it's died down now, but now I'm thinking, oh, I gotta do something to Lucky. And I really did feel like I gotta retaliate on some street shit. I really did. I called my mom, I called my sister, like, you know, I talked to Ethan. I had at great length talk because I felt like I was gonna ruin my life. Whatever I was gonna do to Lucky, I was finna ruin my life and throw my life away for this person. And, you know, obviously I'm here today. You know, not that I let it go in terms of I hated her and it was hard for me to trust for years. Like my daughter's mom, like we went through a lot of problems. I couldn't trust women, bro. I couldn't, bro, if a dollar went missing, I'm blaming my daughter's mom. It was insane. She was like, why would I do that? And I'm just like, yeah, it was bad, man. I still find it hard to trust. You know, I don't trust a lot of people, but anyway, so probably maybe a month goes by after I find all that out. And mind you, I don't talk to her. Every time I see her, I try to avoid her. I don't look at her, none of that. Well, one day, you know, I'm bagging up, you know, at the store, I'm bagging up, working. She come by and drop like a 50 in my back pocket and just like pats me on the back. And that's the last time we ever spoke, or that wasn't even spoke. It was like nonverbal. And I could tell you that we spoke about 10 years ago. So if you can imagine, probably 5, 6 years, 7, 8 years go by. She has a kid. She messages me on Facebook and was just like, yo, so Lucky's just like, yo, I'm sorry for what happened, you know. I'm sorry. And I never wanted that for you. I loved you. You was my homie. You know, we had crossed a certain line. I had feelings for you. I got caught up, blase blah. And, you know, I acknowledged it, but I just never, obviously, we will never be nothing. No, you know, no friendship will ever spring from, you know, from what happened, but it really messed me up. And this is just a lesson for you guys too, man. Like, you can't trust you really, Be careful who you put trust in, and also don't put nothing past nobody. Facts. But yeah, if y'all like this story, man, please leave a like, comment. It just helps the algorithm so I can start pushing my videos. I got a ton more videos I want you guys to see. This was story time. Feel me?